Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday. You know, I just thought about it as I said that. Do I say like happy day every day? Do I say happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday? I think I probably do. You see, it's all about happiness. That's what we do here on Operation Status Quo. It's all about being happy, feeling happy, believing that you're happy, even if you're not. That's really the most important thing. Because what did I say yesterday? It's all about what you believe. It's all about what you believe. Did you guys have a good Thanksgiving out there? If you're with me live here today, let me know in the chat if you had a nice Thanksgiving and what you're doing out there today. You doing your Black Friday goofy nonsense, running around like crazy to get deals on shit that you don't need? Is that what's going on today for everybody out there? That's what it is on Black Friday. Thank God. I don't think they do it as much the way they did as far as everything being open overnight. I think a lot of stores are closed on Thanksgiving now. Like I know back in the day it was a big thing that the stores would open up like whatever, 8 o'clock at night or some kind of thing. And there would be a mad rush and dash to the stores for all the nonsense that people don't need to buy. The whatever the gadget is this year. What are the gifts this year, by the way, before I get into anything? What are the gifts this year? Can you tell me in the comments below? Let me know what are the hot gifts this year, because I have no idea. I don't keep track of any of that stuff. I'm not interested. I only buy things that I need when I need them. I don't like look at the calendar and say it's Christmas, this, that, or the other. So, I need to go spend a bunch of money on crap that I don't need, So, and even for your loved ones and such in your life, I did this before too. First of all, let me finish this thought because I'll forget. I did that years ago with my family. My immediate family, my mom, my brother and stuff, because I said, listen, we do the same thing every year. My mom still thought I'm 50 years old, but she still thinks I'm 12. And, I got a stocking stuffed and like a pile of presents. It's like, I don't need anything, and I always felt bad because, she would buy me a lot of stuff that I wind up really not using, and good intentions, good ideas, but that's usually what happens with the holidays, right? It's more so you feel like, oh, I'm gonna go see Uncle Joe over there, and I don't see him. I only see him once a year for Christmas, but I got to get him a tie or something, and you're just buying crap that you just for the sake of giving something, and then the person goes, oh, that's a nice tie, and it goes in the closet with the rest of the other 30 ties that he got for Christmas, and then he doesn't wear it because he's working from home now because nobody goes to work anymore. You don't even need a tie. Let me start. Hello and welcome to Operation Status Quo. I am Pete Palma, your user-friendly host here, ladies and gentlemen, as you well know, because I'm here with you each and every day. And if you're here with me each and every day, then you know who I am, even though I may not know who you are, which is, I don't know, that might be a little bit creepy now that I think about it. You should let me know who you are, because I think it's important for me to know each person that I'm speaking to, so I make sure and can ensure that my point is coming across clearly. If it is, that's probably why you're not here. Maybe the only reason people are here is because they're waiting for me to say something of relevance at some point. This is Operation Status Quo, the place where we observe the status quo of life, where we learn to flow with the status quo of life. And then, of course, we create our own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go. And that is exactly what I was just talking about when I just said about, stopping exchanging gifts with my family. That was part of my way of creating my own flow of quo. So I said, you know what? Think about this. Just think about it really, though. If you're not, I understand the difficulty if you have kids and all that. I mean, if you have kids, Christmas is for the kids, really, right? Even though Christmas technically is really more like a satanic holiday, it's not Jesus' actual birthday. That's all inverted and the whole thing is shit, you know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother, story to go down. I'm not going to get into that today, but today is, the 24th, I apologize, the 24th of, what the hell is it? November, Jesus, the 24th of November in the good year 2023, and today's program is indeed entitled Black Cryday. Where is it? I got that right here. Black Cryday. Yes, I know.
I gotta go buy stuff. Everybody run to the stores, buy, gimme. I want a new TV. I want a new phone. It's Christmas. Gimme.
First, I want to say this in a nice way because we are getting into this. Starts the official kind of start of the Christmas season right after basically as soon as the turkey cools. We're Christmas, right? So, and I know today's a big day that people go out and try to get a head start on their shopping and stuff, and all the stores that are robbing you all year long. Take some like 20% off of something to move their merchandise and make you feel like you're getting a deal, even though you're still getting ripped off, even with the the 20% off. So whatever the case may be in that regard, I understand that people do that type of stuff, but I say, like, imagine a world where we didn't do, we didn't think of it that way, like, these gifts and like, all I'm saying is a gift is nice. You can give a gift to somebody anytime, like just a thoughtful something that maybe you're out and you see something that reminds you of this person, something that you see, they go, I really know this person would really would appreciate it. Why does it have to be, on Christmas? That's why I always say about all these types of things. Why did just because the day on the calendar says this and the TV says to do that we all have to jump, and do all this crap? And, quite honestly, we all know, listen, Christmas is festive and it's fun and all that type of crap, what I'm saying? But at the end of it, I never was able to stomach the commercialism of it. Even from when I was really young, I go back, I remember as a little kid, late 70s, early 80s when, I was watching the Charlie Brown Christmas special. And think about when they made that episode. That was like probably back in the 60s, like late 60s, I think they made that, or whatever the case. But long story short, Charlie Brown comes with that little withered up, Christmas tree. It's got nothing, and they're all laughing at him. And everywhere he goes, everything's all this crap, all the shiny stuff and the new stuff and, the commercialism of it all. And of course, the episode ends with, the wholesome idea of, keeping things simple. But, what I'm saying is this trend has been going on for like all this time, even like back in the 60s and 70s. You're talking about the commercialism of Christmas, which of course I don't remember that way because I was a kid, and for me it was just fun, to have Christmas. So you wake up and you believe you're lied to by your parents, and you believe that somebody actually brought you gifts, but really it was really just them. Your parents play a lot of roles. Not only are they the Santa Claus, they're also the Tooth Fairy, they're also the Easter Bunny. It's a lot of work for parents to play all these roles for their children. But yeah, anyway, I've never cared for all that gift stuff. I always gave gifts, but when I took that off my plate like some years ago, and I thought about how freeing it was, like to go through the whole month of December. Like it's so freeing now. I don't have to, there's no I stopped doing decorations. I stopped everything. And I was just like, this is great. It's like, it's just normal days. Like there's nothing I have to take down when the time is over. Because once Christmas passes, it's a little depressing, right? You build up, you get through. Christmas Eve was always my favorite compared to, Christmas Day, and more so for the family gathering and the meals that we had, and then of course gifts were part of it too. But, but once I freed myself of all that, and then, you go through the whole month, like I don't have to adjust my budget. I don't have to save money all year to buy Christmas gifts or extra, and it's just, and I think, unfortunately, it's really, I'm thinking of this now as I'm saying it, just an example again of how our society is like a debt-based slave, society. They in the times that are happening now, especially, right? And they still encourage people. They used to encourage people to go out and buy shit. I mean, for everything they try to talk about in this world, like we have to go to green, because of our environment is we're all about to die and everything else. But they don't shut down all the factories or anything that's making all this nonsense and start planting trees and crap, right? I'm just meaning like they just keep producing everything and then sit around and talking about like, whoa, we gotta, fix our society. And, why not, especially now, how things are transpiring, why not now take the time even more so to say, listen, this year, we'd like to encourage, the population to, just take the time to, be with your family and do what's right for you. Don't overspend, really be mindful because, times are tough, but they don't do that. They'll encourage you to spend every last dime you have, and then they'll put you in jail for not being able to pay your bills. Hold on, I feel a sneeze. Ha! Shoo! Oh my goodness, let's a round of applause because that's the first time that's ever happened here on Operation Status Quo. I sneezed while doing the show. It's not funny. Why is that funny? There's nothing funny about a sneeze. I don't have any tissues around either. Tito, get me a tissue. Remember that Eddie Murphy bit? Tito, get me a tissue. All right. Anyway, So really, what I really wanted to get into today, I'm bringing up all this stuff and saying all this, rigmarole like I normally do. But what I really was thinking, and why I called the episode Black Cryday today, is because people are so unaware of what's happening with our financial system, and like they don't. I mean, like it's just so crazy, And I'm not trying to, I know everybody thinks everything's all this conspiracy and stuff all the time, but I really kind of had this like enlightened moment. Was it yesterday or the day before? I don't know. Either day, I was sitting down, and it just kind of came to me when I was thinking about some stuff, and I was just thinking in general. Now my nose is itching. Oh my goodness, what the heck? This is rude, right? I'm wiping my nose and sneezing while I'm on. I don't want to wipe my nose. I just want to. I'll do it right here. I'm looking so you don't see. So you see my fingers not going into the nostrils, just a little bit around. Hey, we're all human, right? We all have bodily functions. So what can I tell you? We have to. Just go with it sometimes. But anyway, what the hell was I just saying about, our financial system. And, it's people don't realize that is really like the main thing that's going on. Like everything that we see going on, with the war, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, all these other little things, domestic terrorism that they're talking about and everything else possibly, blah, 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 blah. And all these little things are really just distractions, right? Everybody's so fixated on, the whole religious thing between Israel and Palestine. And I mean, it's just, I'm not even going to touch all that shit, because it's so beyond, stupid. It's just like I can't even give credence to any of it, because they create all that. They create all that divide purposely. They, whoever are the true powers that be that are running things. I mean, not for anything. The people on the other side, have been, slaughtered for years and years, right? So I don't know. I'm not getting into it. I heard a whole thing, about Israel earlier today, and how they formed and how they really are run. And This is not like to say something against Jewish population or anything, but I just think there's a lot. It's a lot deeper than people realize, and it's real easy to say whatever you want to say, terrorist attack and do, but there's no justification for the level of everything that's happening, aside from the fact that it's being done on purpose to keep people all riled up and distracted from the true essence of what's going on, which is the collapse of the financial system. So I'm called the Black Cryday today because, everybody out there thinking, they got, buying their TVs or buying their gadgets or their whatchamacallits and whatever the frig they're doing out there, wasting money and on bullshit. I would love to encourage everyone, as I do on a regular basis, to really be mindful of what you have in your possession, what money that you have now, to allocate it towards resources that'll support you during the time, of when this financial transition takes place, which I think is very soon. I personally believe that we're going to see something like, a really big drop in the stocks and all that, a good hit to the economy before the end of this year. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Dow went down about 30%. And that's just from the information that I research, and the people that I follow that, do research, on that type of stuff. And there's plenty of stories. Like, I don't have to tell you. You can honestly. I can easily pull up like news articles about this bank and the other bank, and they're insolvent and who's going down and do. But you can find that yourself. Just start Googling it. Banks shutting down. American economy. I don't know. Start Googling stuff, and you'll be surprised. I mean, it's out there. The information's out. Just because David Muir doesn't come on World News and talk about it doesn't mean it's not happening. And they don't want to talk about it, because if they were to talk about it, what would happen? Everyone would become alarmed. There'd be a run on the banks. The banks don't have the money to give to people. Everybody would freak the frig out, and it'd be chaos. So this is what I'm saying. I'm saying this as a way of preparing the population, preparing myself as well, because I really think it's going to happen. And why I think it's going to happen is because the ultimate belief I have is that humanity is moving in a better direction, right? And, the whole thing with COVID was the catalyst to start us from shutting off the way of life that we were living, and to realize that we've been in this like haze of like, mainstream depravity for, generations. And now that that realization is coming to fruition and people are moving forward, we have to rebuild the structures of our society to reflect the new ways that we're looking to live, right? So there's the powers that be that don't want that to happen. They want humanity to stay enslaved, and there's the powers that be that are working to unenslave the population. And I think the financial system is the catalyst. And why? Why? Here it is. Because plain and simple, nobody does shit unless it affects them in their pocketbook, right? And you could talk all day long about what's going on in the world and the liars and the cheaters and the this and the that and the problems and the taxes and the boo, 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 whatever you want to do. You could talk about it all day long. But until somebody wants to go over to Starbucks and get their cup of coffee and they can't do it because shit shut down, that's when everybody goes berserko, And the truth is nobody will change unless they suffer. It's just the way of the world. The only time you change anything in your life, whether it be a bad habit or a relationship or a job or whatever the case may be, the only time a person ever makes that change in life is when the pain of doing what they're doing is outweighs the pain of not doing what they're doing, right? So you're going to have pain either way. So it just depends on what's more. If it's more painful to stay in a situation that is not good for you, then you'll eventually leave. But if it's more painful to when it becomes more painful to stay than it does to leave the situation, that's when you actually make the change. So no one's going to make a change. No one's going to really get their hands dirty and look in a different direction and get out of the flow of their mainstream life until all of a sudden the mainstream life shuts down. And the only way the mainstream life can shut down is through the collapse of the financial system. And what's interesting about this too is that everything that's coming up with all this stuff with the financial system now are things that I've been hearing for years. I mean, really, the truth is, the whole system collapsed back in 2008, and they've been able to keep it going since then through, all the quantitative easing and all the nonsense that they've done, the low interest rates and the blah, blah, blah. And they just keep puffing everything up, selling off debt. And, listen, for people who don't really think this way or what, let's just look around the world. Number one, the United States, has always been a bully, with the U.S. dollar, right? They took it off the gold standard back in the early 70s, whatever it was, 71, 73, whatever, I think 71, when they finally officially, came off the gold standard. So I wasn't even born yet. I was born in 73, right? So just from my perspective, I look at my grandparents and their families, gold and silver were real money to them way back, in their early days. And then by the time I came to be, it's we're onto this petrodollar thing. And so, listen, this is the real story, okay? They took us off the U.S. dollar. They went over with Saudi Arabia, and did a deal with them for oil, saying, listen, we're going to protect you militarily. You can do whatever you want, basically, all right? But we're going to, I want you guys have to charge the rest of the world for their oil in U.S. dollars, which forces people, the other countries, to have to invest in U.S. dollars so that they can purchase oil. I mean, that's basically what's been going on. So that's why we just keep, our system just keeps ballooning. And it's not against, I don't want this to be against America, because I know I say some of that stuff sometimes, but I'm really not, against America. It's always the powers that be that are making things happen and using the countries in the way that they use them for the purposes they need to use. It's never about the local, indigenous, whatever populations of any country. So, they back Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia does what they do, with the oil, and everything's in U.S. dollars. People have to buy dollars, and then when another country does something that we don't like or do, then we put sanctions on them. So they can't. That makes it harder. They can't get their oil. They can't. So now these countries are tired of all this buying all our debt and being slaves to whatever the United States says, or whoever it is that's pulling the strings under the guise of the United States. They're tired of it, right? So that's why the BRICS things happen. And all these nations now and central banks around the world are buying up precious metals and such, because they know that the U.S. dollar really doesn't equal anything, and it's on its way out. It's on its way out. And listen, people, I don't say this in any kind of doom or gloom way. Would it be scary if all of a sudden, you go to the bank or you can't get money and everything shuts down? I mean, I'm sure it'll be a shock and it'll be scary, but to me, I'm looking forward to it, because I feel like, let's get this show on the road. We're going to have to go through the growing pains that we're going to have to go through. So the sooner that, we can get this shit to collapse, collapse and start fresh, I think it'll be a good thing. And now I also don't believe, because I don't mean it in a way that like everybody's going to be left out in a lurch. I do think, because once it all happens, anybody getting retirement from the unions, from government jobs, from city jobs, from whatever. If you're an auto worker and you have a pension from the auto workers union or something, like there won't be any pension, like, because there's no money, because everything's tied up in this system that doesn't really exist. So and some people would say, well, is that, how's that fair or whatever? But it's not about fair, it really isn't, because, that's why I told my mom this. I said, just be ready, because like, look at it this way. You might not get your pension anymore, no more Social Security or any of that kind of stuff, but you won't have any more debt either, because it all one washes out the other. You can't have debt and then have no money. You know what I mean? So it would be like, a fresh start. I just think people have it. We all do, because of the way we've been programmed through our financial system and our economy over these years. We think we build and all this, but it's just digits in a computer program, on a screen, and that's all it is. And there's nothing really backing it up. So Black Cryday, because I would love to encourage people out there to be mindful with what they have now, and to get as much into your own hands as you can, whether it be some cash to hold on to, whether it be precious metals, whether it be stuff like generators or a bike, or, actual useful resources, extra food, water, things. I don't think it's going to be, I don't know what it's going to, I can't say, or is it going to be like Zombieland or, Mad Max and people shooting each other in the street for a can of beans? I have no idea. I don't think so. I think it'll start with a crazy, push of uprising. And I also feel that is prepared for on the good side of things, and it'll be quelled, because ultimately, the reason I'm saying all this is ultimately, our existence is about, discovering our humanity again right now. I mean, that's kind of what I think, and getting out from under the slave system that we're in. So it's just going to take the time that it takes to get through that, but it's not going to happen. I'm telling you, everybody keeps talking about, what they think, definitely everybody agrees in a sense, a lot of things that I watch on social media and such, that there's definitely some sort of event that's going to take place that's going to be very, dramatic and really get the world's attention type thing. And, some people say nuclear war, some people say the aliens, and, whatever, and maybe all of it, but just remember and really think about it. Everything in this world revolves around money. It's always about money. Everything's about money. I mean, I even reached out to another YouTuber that I enjoy his channel, and I reached out to him yesterday just to say, I enjoy what you do, and I thought maybe it'd be fun to come on and have a conversation. And he really didn't answer me back much. He just kind of just said, I struggle to pay bills and I don't work for free. And I was thinking, wow, that was an odd that was an odd response, like, because I don't look at it as work. I think we're having fun here, so I don't see it as work. But I guess other people look at their time as no matter what they're doing, they want to get money out of it. I do understand that, again, because I am, blessed that I work right now, but I'm on that page too, right? Because, if this shit shuts down, I work for the federal government, so I don't have checks coming in either. And I don't mind. I don't care. It'd be great, because I think what's on the other side is even better. So we have to let go of this idea of money and our entrapment to it. I know our society is designed this way right now, but that's what we're breaking free from. And, whatever events happen, I mean, I'm sure there could be more war, aliens could come too, but I also feel in general, the main thing is going to be, I'm sorry, I see I'm buffering again. Man, I've really been buffering like crazy this week. What the heck? Buffering. I don't understand it. But anyway, yeah, that's basically what I got for you. I just want you to be mindful, people, that, something big is happening. So don't be caught up in the haze of out there shopping and Christmas, and not to say not enjoy it, but, it's a great time to pull the rug out from under people, isn't it? Because everybody's just out there, especially this time of year, let everybody spend a bunch of money real quick for a week or two, and then shut the system down. They can take as much as they want back, and then shut the system down. So, yeah, I definitely think that will be the catalyst of our next big move forward, because it always comes down to money. And if people aren't made uncomfortable in that regard, then they're not going to change. You're just going to keep doing what they're doing, because there's no reason to do anything differently, because everything's comfortable. So, or comfortable enough, right? I mean, that's really what it comes down to, because we're not really happy and comfortable in the way our daily lives are orchestrated, through mainstream agenda. Let's be real. I mean, who as much as you have good times and you do, but you see the strife that's going on in the world. You can't hide it, right? So anyway, that's basically what I got for you today. Don't go out there and do all that goofy shopping. You have somebody special in your life, you want to get them a little trinket, go ahead, do it, or just give them a hug and tell them that you love them. That's even more meaningful than whatever nonsense you buy from Target or any of these goofy places. So that's what I have for you. Seriously, I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving yesterday. I hope you have a great weekend as well. Like I always say, stay positive and don't be alarmed. It's really just about realizing, our world is really effed. There's shit is happening. It's all obfuscation. Everything is hidden, and it's like a magic trick. It's like Houdini over there. Woo-hoo, as David Copperfield making the big elephant disappear right in front of your eyes. It's like that's basically what's going on. So just be aware. I'm saying this too because if you hear this and the shit happens, then you'll be able, at least you knew, right? At least you knew and you're prepared, or at least you're prepared that you knew. Like it doesn't come as a total shock. So I'm ready. I've been waiting since 2020 because all this has been going on since then. All this stuff's been talked about since then, but it takes a long time to get the wheels moving and people in motion. Just because I'm ready to go day one doesn't mean the other people are ready to put a little discomfort in their lives from day one to start a new project, right? So it's going to take, you just wait till that financial system really shuts down. That's going to be it. And then we'll be really able to break free of the confines, because that's what keeps us enslaved, these people and their money system. And once we're free of that and things shake out, we'll be able to live more wholesome, I say wholesome, but lives more in tune with our heart and what we want to do in life. And money, we need money to, as a means of exchange for goods and services, but overall it won't be so much about that. It'd be more about people, expressing, people working together in communities. Like, I don't know, I just see another, I don't know how far we'll get into it in my lifetime, but that's what we're heading towards, and it's really an amazing time to be here to witness all this going on. You should feel lucky and blessed that you're here during this time to witness such a amazing transformation in human history. So, all right, so keep your money in your pocket. Go get something valuable. Go buy some jewelry or something and stash it away. Go get some medals, stash them away somewhere. Do something. Buy pots and pans. I don't know. Buy things that you could use. Buy stuff that, has some sort of value, whatever it be. Property, I don't know how properties are going to take a big hit too for a while. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Get assets, physical, tangible assets. Don't leave your money in the markets, or at least get a chunk of it out. Move it somewhere. Do something. I'm telling you. All right. So anyway, and you could do your own research on it. I'm not a financial advisor. Let me say that because this is YouTube. Does anybody think I'm I am not a doctor, but I play one on YouTube. I am not a financial advisor, but I'm telling you, get your damn money out of the stock market. All right. Anyway, so you got to do what's right for you. Do what you got to do. It's your thing. Oh, there goes the stock market. Oh no, there goes your savings and your retirement. Oh well, you did your best. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time out there today. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate me being with you, because I really love the togetherness that we share here on Operation Status Quo. If you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. I said all that, right? I love each and every one of you individually as well as a group. God bless you out there. Have a great weekend. And until Monday, Operation Status Quo, disengaged.
It's a boulevard of 10 short blocks.